Welcome to W Cube. Be calm and enjoy the process. Control flow statements. In this video, I'm going to teach you control flow statements if else for the basics for Jupyter Notebook for Python. So let's see control flow statements is as if statements, for loop, and while loop, and some of basics and indeed control flow statements are in Python. In the first, we will see about if statements. The if statements for well-known statement for other language programmers who know about C, C++, Java. It is the statement like you have options to run the body of a code if the given condition is true of the code block. Let's see the examples of if conditions. If the 6 model true equal to 0, then it will print 6 is divisible by 2. Let me run this cell and it will print 6 is divisible by 2. What is actually will play in this code block? This code block, the if statement. So if this operation that 6 module 2 that gives a reminder value 2 that equal to the assigned value 0, if 6 module 2 reminder value comes 0 and that equals to this 0, then this function will and this condition will true. When this condition is true, the print statement will follow and the print statement will execute. This is how if condition will work. Let me use this from user input statement. Let me ask some number and input, and if that number is module of 2 and that results to e0, if this statement is true, then print none is divisible by 2, and we run this cell. We give the input of 4 and this will give the output, and it will take the number and that number operate the module operation to the 2. If this operation returns the value of 0 equal to what we assigned the condition, that this condition will becomes true and this statement will execute. This is how normal if function will work. There is another part in if function, there is a else part. If this statement is not true, then what will happen? Let me find out. We write out the same input function from the user, and if num module 2 equal to 0, print is divisible by 2, then print num is not divisible by 2. Let me run the state this cell to what the input we get. Forget the comma here. So let me give some and divisible, that gives a zero reminder for 2. Let me give 5 instead of giving some even numbers, and it will say 5 is not divisible by 2. This is what actually happens if that number we are giving from get from the user, and that module to operation, this operation returns 0, and that 0 that equals to we assigned the value of 0. If this statement of this condition is true, then this condition will code block will run that the given number is divisible by 2. Else what we see in this output, if the 5 number is not divisible, I mean not module of 2 give the exact 0, it gives the remainder 1. So it will print the 5 is not divisible by 2. Uh, of course we address it as a even or a odd numbers like that. There is another part in this. It is an elif part. Here are the common examples of if and else classes. And the statement is was correct will run the body of its code, and other example if statement correct will run the body of its code, or else the else block will run. There is an else and if else part will place here after this. So let me write down the example of elif if what it will work and how it will work. So let me give you a variable called n. The value is 0. I will assign it first of all. So let me say if n is greater than 0, then print n is a positive integer. Elif n is less than 0, print n is a negative integer. Else print n n is 0. Let me run this part. Sorry, I forgot to put the command. Sorry. Let me rerun this. Yes, this is the output we get. We can add some additional condition statements other than less if or else block. We can add some if else block. The if else block is actually it's written as else plus if. It is a code block that it actually runs some additional condition. Else if, what other than that the additional condition you're going to give. In the else part you don't give some conditions, it properly done. What the if blocks doesn't do, it will the code will run in the else part. So this is the key point of else if in Python. And the next one is nested if. There is a function of if block will have the additional if else block in it. Let me write it down. Let me get the input of variable. Let me write if that n module 2 equal to 0, then the additional nested if block will run. If that n is greater than 20, and big number, else print small number, else print odd number. Will be say it will be 10, greater than 10, right? Okay, let's we run this cell and we give the input as 2. It will print the small number. This is the code block will work in the nested if function. If this condition is true, the nested if else condition will run below the first if condition. This is what nested if condition process in Python programming. Let me rerun this to get the big number of actual and I will work. Let me say 60 that divisible by 2, it will be a big number, and we give some odd number like 59 and it will be odd number. And this is how if functions, if else and nested if works in Python. Let me see the additional examples for the next video. The end. Hope you all liked it. Give some thumbs up and look at my GitHub and Discord account link that I given below to know about more updates for videos and program learning journey. To subscribe for the channel to become a programmer. Bye bye.